Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting week on Your View. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-hosts here with me. Hi ladies.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Beautiful. Rested.
How are you doing?
Not exactly. I went out on Sunday and you know it rained heavily over the weekend. The roads are bad again. The public works department,
I mentioned it last week,
should be, you know, trying to
patch during the rain.
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least put something. The Lagos, the Lasui Sherry Road. The Lasui Sherry Road is terrible. Once you're coming from Yanoba into the starting point of that road,
which was recently patched.
There's a recently patched, but recently commissioned by the former administration in Lagos. You know, you should still be in top notch. But now the road is bad, and there's a ditch starting to turn into a crater at the beginning of the road. Gosh. So whoever is in charge should please start to do something. Old Ojo Road too, you have the ditches everywhere, potholes everywhere. Please.
Okay. I mentioned that the rains have started exposing the roads. So I cut my hair.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Those of us who shot it, we are happy. Sorry.
Your hair was very, very long.
Yes. So I'm a little free now. I had an interesting weekend, right? Of dinner every night for 3 days subsequently. You know, when business is successful, your business partners.
I was just like, is this how they just have dinner? This your business?
I'm telling you. I'm in the running for a Mercedes-Benz this year. I won a Mexico trip, you know, vacation.
So now
business is doing well. October. Something happened.
You want us to come and join this business?
No, don't worry. I do not. You'll be all right. I was riding my bicycle yesterday morning within my estate when I saw my ESCO people. They were trying to stop a very popular somebody in our estate from using his residence as a church because his neighbor had complained several times that the noise disturbs her. Hey, come and see Power Show yesterday. The guy, I was so disappointed with his speech. Pastor, public figure that has now become pastor. We eventually went to police station, and the way he was just that they formed a clique. That's our estate association. They formed a clique, and they are oppressing people.
Is it residential or a commercial area?
No,
it's a residential
area. How do you have a church without approval?
Is it my parish? My food is not.
No.
It was my food now. I found a way to. Because we have to be 5 minutes. Papa.
Get approval to do it.
The sad thing is, we tend to feel that we can get away with anything.
Right. How was your weekend, madam? With the birthday party went to.
We had a birthday party yesterday, Mrs. No,
Olatumbosun. Ashabi. Onuagba something.
So, Mrs. Olatuboso, we had a great time. Thank you so much for having us. Hosted us so well. Aside from that, though, I had a very busy weekend. It was putting finishing touches to the plans for the next edition of SCW Self-Love. And I want to embody what I want to preach, you know, so that I don't want to just use my mouth to play lip service to an ideology. So each day I'm analyzing, what's the difference between vanity and self-love? I'm going through it, like, I don't want to be vain, but I want to appreciate and love myself for who I am and accept what I have, you know, so that's been the journey.
Give us the date again, where is it?
25th of June, Sheraton Hotels. We want to accept ourselves. A lot of women are always having like, oh, my hair, I wish my hair is as long as Jumoke, my skin, all this.
Please don't deviate. Please, auntie, don't deviate. The objective of that event is what again?
Sexually confident woman.
Please, that's the cocoa.
Bedroom.
The other ones,
bedroom to bedroom.
Additions.
Bedroom
but how
to
to make it happen in that place? That's the idea. Let's take a break. Thanks again to Mrs. Olatuboso for hosting us. We had a great time. Thank you. God bless you. And many, many happy returns. Right, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspapers and discuss what's hot. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with The Punch. Senate plans to invite CBN banks over high interest rates. Gunmen abduct commissioner's wife in Delta. El Zakzaki, Falana writes Osinbajo, wants government officials sanctioned. FG laments increase in homosexuality and wearing dreadlocks like Jumoke. Alleged bribery tape. Melaye must come clean, says Smart Adeyemi. NPDC loses 260 billion as production capacity falls by 70%. Presidency denies allegation of nepotism against Osinbajo. Jonathan's godson threatens EFCC with 110 billion naira suit. Reps open public hearing on alleged $17 billion stolen crude today. And Lagos people's abduction, police locate kidnappers' den and victims. Okay.
I'd like to talk about the Lagos people's in nation, right?
Nation, okay.
I wanted to talk about federal government lamenting dreadlocks and homosexuality. Like
as a dreadlock person.
This orientation people,
is Dr. Garba Abasi.
What's that job supposed to be?
Is the DG.
So he was talking to Islamic scholars and mentioning how Nigerian youth have derailed from our culture, that now they sack their pants, they wear dreadlocks, and I'm like, Oga, you're missing the point.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be reorientating people. You are complaining. Are you saying that the government has failed? Because we already have a law in place against homosexuality. Why are you lamenting it?
No, he said that young people are actually protesting that act, and they're trying to see what if they can be repealed. But
for my analysis of what the National Orientation Agency is supposed to do is to spearhead all the policies and make it relatable to people, so we buy into it, so we believe in it. So no corruption, you sell it to us. No to homosexuality, you sell it to us, but don't complain about it. Your job is to ensure you raise campaigns, partner with the Nollywood, the industries.
Things.
God bless you.
We are in a very tough situation in the country right
God
now.
bless you,
Can you just advocate, proper laws for, poverty alleviation, things to,
That's not
ease
their
this
job
thing.
now. Their job is
National Orientation
youth development
Agency,
youth
development, things that you could make this thing unappealing by doing
kidnapping unappealing.
maybe like do like an award thing for some people doing the right things, someone standing up for someone in the bus, representing Nigeria in the right light, and awarding people for that. Not
the more you complain about it, the more they get attracted
but
to it.
this is what they do when you have, because you're talking to an Islamic media aid, people
That's what they
in
want to
media.
hear.
You wanted to talk to them to say the things they want to hear to them.
I wanted to talk about the nepotism because they're saying that our VP is only engaging RCCG people
and people from the Southwest.
And he has said that he's the #1 officer in his office, which is the Deputy Chief of Staff, is Abdurrahman Ikpaye. He's actually a Muslim. And he has 3 special advisors, 2 of which are also Muslims. So where are they getting all these? He's only getting Christians and South. But
I'm happy he spoke up against it, though, so as to give them the facts,
yes,
as opposed to what they're spreading.
Moving on to the nation.
Are they from the
Shock
north?
as governor's name disappears from INEC list. 7 killed in London terror attack. Abductors relocate Lagos pupils. Let's talk about these children that have been relocated. It's really, really sad. 11 days now.
Yeah, the Nigerian police have, according to the report, found out where the children are kept. They've been moved from Lagos to the creeks in Ogun State, according to the report.
Niger Delta, according to Nation.
Now, Nation is saying, okay, the one I read in Punch says Ogun State. And they're saying that because it's in the creeks, they know where they are, but they cannot approach the place where they have the kids, because if they try to go there by the speedboat, they will know that they are coming and they could kill the children because of the safety of the children.
The Nation reports it a little differently, talking from the angle of a parent who was trying to pay ransom, who went several times to the creeks. They will not come out, and then he will complain that, let me even talk to my child. They'll say, no, Oga, go back, come another day.
They kept changing the location.
Like 6 times. And he had gone 6 times, and then realized that they'd moved the children to Niger Delta. That's the Nation story.
The Deputy Governor of Lagos State made appeal to their conscience. We need to appeal to them. That these are little children. The weather is terribly cold right now. You can't expose them unduly because of your greed and search for money. Also, our hearts go out to all the parents and the people in London.
11 days, goodness me. Moving on to Vanguard. 2017 budget, presidency, National Assembly flex muscles. Over 400 strange projects.
Please, I need to take that.
Buhari will return before June 11, says Kalu, ex-Abia governor. Picture here of Remembrance Day for Kudirat Abiola. I think it was 21 years yesterday.
Yeah.
You can see her children here with others, just paying respect to the late Mataya. Recall of judges, lawyers back NJC as Sage kicks. Falana petitions Osinbajo over continued detention of El Zakzaki. Female IDPs accuse soldiers of demanding for sex for favors. All right, so
I have
lots of
to
stories.
take 2 stories there.
Yeah.
I'll start with the judges, because the NJC head, Walter Onoge, has recalled back 6 of the judges that were suspended for the past 8 months. The allegations,
under investigation.
They were under investigation and they were suspended because you can't be under investigation and be trying cases. So he called them back and said that because 5 out of them were not even taken to court at all. No charges were made against them for the past 8 months. No charges. They were just media trials. One of them's case was discharged and he was acquitted. That's Justice Ademola. And the remaining 2 are still on suspension. That the 6 of them that you have no case against them, let them get back to work. There are lots of pending cases, but it's Sage has mentioned that you did not consult with the DSS. You don't know how far the investigation concerning the cases are ongoing. Did you confirm if they are innocent before putting them back on the bench?
Okay,
so they should resolve.
Professor Sage's work is a very difficult one. He's just going back and forth
like a
yo-yo.
All right. But who has the national these strange projects that our president picked out from the budget and able to ascend the budget?
Yes, because when the budget was sent to the National Assembly, it was at 115 billion. And then it was increased to 125
billion, but it was increased by 143
billion. It was increased by 143 billion. And they added 400 new projects. The National Assembly added it. The system of the projects involved, strange projects involved mostly roads, health center, recreational center, electricity, water schemes, which are under local and state governments. Right.
Yes. But those projects have already been somewhat incorporated in the main budget. Yes, so it's
about this budget padding thing. Because when you allow, I don't know whether it is the job of the people that are supposed to execute and appropriate at the same time. So, it is the executive who will execute these projects. But you have the people supposed to appropriate a budget, start to put into budget personal projects.
We should clarify what appropriation is.
See, we start to question what constituency projects are. The money is meant for them. Who is supposed to supervise them? Because we had a guest on this show who said this is an intention. And you know, it is the ministries who will be made to execute the payment for this project.
I'm going to link that story to the headline in the nation in this day.
Okay, let's move on to this day then. The presidency to sue National Assembly over power of appropriation.
Yeah.
NNPC incurs losses as marketers shun petrol importation. Kalu Buhari will return to Nigeria before June 11. And Zenith Bank's Eurobond 4 times oversubscribed.
So over this appropriation issue, the federal government is going to the Supreme Court for it to interpret Section 80 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, so that we stop going back and forth over appropriation. That's what the story is about.
What's appropriation? What is the executive's job, so that we know? It's not that
every time,
every time they go to the National Assembly, it increases, and the job of the executive is to put together the budget.
We have an on-site budget. This is June already, and we don't have our budget in place, and we still have to go to Supreme Court to get this judgment interpreted.
Moving on, our final paper, the Daily Times. No rift between upper chamber executive, says the Senate spokesman. I think that's actually the only major story.
Yes, and also, so linking that story to the headline in this day, the Senate, I'm going to quickly get his name, spokesperson, was saying that we don't have any issues with the executive, so that in fact you have passed 185 out of 96 nominees of the president's appointees. His name, Senator Aliyu Abdullahi Sabi, and he was saying that we don't have a problem. In fact, that even the 11 nominees that were rejected on principles, that they're working, you know, to improve the Senate.
Okay, all right. I guess that's what we can take on Front Page Review. It's still Monday. A lot of things are happening hot this weekend, but the hottest is the singer Dammy Krane, who was charged with auto theft and fraud in the U.S. And later, we talked about our Akujekunya senator, whose people are trying to recall him. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
History.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, a Nigerian singer, Dammy Krane, has been charged to court on a 9-count charge after he was arrested in Miami, United States, for grand theft and credit card forgery. According to reports, the singer had an accomplice, Chukwu Ebuka, and together they registered multiple accounts trying to buy with different cards until one finally worked. Now, let's discuss this because a lot of young people take these people like this as role models, so it's important that we talk about it. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Okay, now, so a lot of things come into play here. I know it was is it TapJets company that was trying to use to acquire the... Jumoke, state the facts for us. Let us have the facts first.
So this is what happened. He was trying to book a flight with his Galaxy 7.
Right.
And registered many accounts from that phone. Now, the company revealed that Dammy's accomplice, Chukwu Emeka, also tried to purchase another flight with another phone card.
Right.
Total of 5 cards in 1 hour.
Right.
Until one worked. So they flagged it down, you know. They have the right technology, you know. And they flagged it down. He was arrested. Chukwu Ebuka was arrested with him. Chukwu Ebuka has been released on bail, but there are 9 counts against Dammy Krane. So he's still, he's not eligible for bail, so he's still being detained. Now, what crossed many people's minds based on the reports of his arrest was that this is an artist who, all over social media, he's taking pictures on private jets, he's eating rice, he's standing here, and you remember his song, Amakole Mole Ami
Ashiri wa
Onitu. So people are like, you are trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's how's his career wise recently, and that so because you were somebody and you want to keep up appearances, you're not doing this. Babadi was trying to defend him, saying that unless you're an artist and you've gone through people trying to book you, that the same thing nearly happened to him once, that someone was trying to book a flight for him using a stolen card, that it may not actually be Dammy Krane, but it may just be the promoter.
But we saw his pictures on the plane, you know, different postures that he took. You see, as Nigerian youth, we must try to redefine what success means. Success is not, shouldn't be about the number of cars and materials that you have or the number of houses you can rent on the island and claim to be your own. Because we had a singer recently in another scandal who had posted pictures of a house on the island that he had rented, saying he bought it. And then someone came out to say he rented it and he's owing him rent. We have a popular duo twin artist who also had such scandals sometime in the past. I don't understand how Nigerian artists who are supposed to be role model now, you know, flaunt monies that are not their own online, and some people are already killing themselves that when I go make her. Do you understand? You know, we have to redefine what success means, and we have to stop looking at what somebody has and think of the normal process to achieve success. Now, success should be whether you have solved a problem for society. We had a young man here, 27-year-old, who was exporting what we locally produce to a foreign country to be consumed, earning foreign currency.
And we love it.
And we are loving it.
We are
loving
it.
Success, because even if he wasn't making profit buying the jets,
he
has, you know, he has carved the niche for himself, and he's doing successfully something legitimate.
But what happens?
That's what the National Orientation Agency should be celebrating, so that people will be looking up to them, rather than, you know, talking about dreadlock.
But in the issue of pressure, peer pressure, because we see celebrities like him abroad, traveling, flying private jets, going to having their music videos across the world. You see Jay-Z doing this, you see Beyonce doing that.
If I'm making my money legitimately, like Jumoke now, if I'm flying private jet to go to Mexico, you will not know that it's my company that is paying for that. And then you want to kill yourself, stealing money.
So,
I'm talking about the pressure part. That how do Nigerian artists manage that peer pressure, or the fact that I need to keep up with the Joneses?
Peer pressure happens to everybody.
Right.
Whether you're an artist, whether you're a TV presenter, Whether you are working as a banker somewhere and gently collecting salary, and you see one of your colleagues driving big cars, and you're wondering, is it not the same salary we are earning?
Use all your own profits.
So peer pressure happens to everybody.
Yeah.
It is your maturity and wisdom is profitable to direct you on how to decide your own life. So we had Obi-Wan on the show here who said that he thought about the end he's seen of all the celebrities, and he looks at it that this is not what I want for myself. I don't want to end up like Dammy Krane in prison. I don't want to end up being insulted, and I don't have a future. I don't have a life that my children can look up to and say, that's my father. And that was why he made the decision to change his lifestyle. So we have our own duty and responsibility for our lives. Our decisions are made by our own choices. So Dammy Krane can decide to blame his manager or blame peer pressure, but he made a decision. Okay. He took pictures. I went to check his Instagram page and I heard about this, and I saw him took a picture on the private jet, in the private jet, outside the private jet, everywhere around it, because he wanted to make people know that I am around the private jet. There is something wrong psychologically upstairs.
Let me take this call from Justin. Are you there from Maryland?
How do we help them?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Justin, Prince Justin from Maryland.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I always enjoy your show every morning.
Thank you, sir.
Please, I want us to understand one thing. You see, all these people that are posing themselves, they are not a role model. Believe me, they are not role models. And people keep on calling them role models. These people, majority of them don't understand what role model is all about. So for me, we will stop calling them role models.
Okay.
Like, okay, what is he singing that people will fall in love with? Some people sing like one Igbo musician that always says, Araga Bandara, means mad people will continue to be mad. I don't understand the meaning of all this music.
Thank you very much, Prince
You
Justin.
understand?
Thank you very much, Prince Justin.
To quickly say that Nima mentioned twin musicians who said way back then when they used to flaunt wealth that they were trying to encourage youth. I think it's poverty mentality. Encourage them by building schools. By building libraries for them. People for you to build a school, I will know that you have made money. Don Jazzy said that when somebody went to steal and said he wanted to start looking like Don Jazzy, he started wearing pajamas. I saw Dr. Seed. He's touring America, going to universities. He's wearing white t-shirts and Timberland boots, relating with them.
Thank you very much for that.
Rather than wearing all the gold chains in the world.
Now, I was going to go to the part of mentorship. Like, who is mentoring these people? Because if they have proper direction, I mean, if you are somebody who is following the Don Jazzy or following Dr. Seed, you're obviously not likely to fall into this kind of trap of credit card fraud. So who are these people like Dammy Krane? Who are their mentors? Who are the foreigners taking responsibility for those coming behind them?
There's an industry. This is a big industry with capacity to make a lot of money, and we've seen it.
Yes.
In developed climes, this industry has handlers.
Yes.
Proper managers that they know that they have to keep you scandal free, and they do everything to ensure you're like that. But in Nigeria, our people,
the industry is not an industry in Nigeria.
We're not developed in that climate. But however, we are is a Yoruba person. They will tell you over and over again because you're disgracing yourself. We need to start deciding that we need to go back. Maybe, like she said, national orientation. Let us start celebrating the right people. People that have accomplished substantial things, doing reasonable. You can see it. What are they doing?
Let me take Adegboyega. Adegboyega, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yes. These days in our country here, we have a lot of people. That man that spoke just now said he is not a role model. It can be a role model, but for the negative people. As in, role models can be divided into two parts. Either you follow the right path or you follow the wrong path. And again, most of our celebrities these days, when they make names, they would like to make money in order to back up that name. Like the name is there, but they don't have the facility or the capital to make that name bigger the way they are. So that's why they would do any extent and level to make their money. Right. Which is very bad. Sometimes when I'm talking to people, like, I'm a singer, I'm an artist. For most people, the way they release their content, is either you release a good character or release a good content in your music. Right. All those things are of no value again now. Everything is void.
Thank you very much, Adegboyega.
Young man, I like to talk about Banky W. When you
Role
listen to his song, he just does his love songs and he's a role model. Now some people are, his endorsements, he travels, the private jet you want to travel, he's traveling everything and
fully paid for
abroad. and we are seeing the pictures here.
Yes.
You can always make, you know, practice makes progress, but you know, it gets you to perfection. Progress at what you do, and get to that point of perfection where people would recognize your success. The life you desire, it will follow.
I want to appeal to this brand. You know, we have these big brands that jump and endorse people. Yes, it is good to endorse the celebrities, but endorse people who have accomplished things that can be role models. When you endorse them, people feel that the only way I can make money and get endorsement is if I look like I'm rich, so I can be like them. Endorse people that are working hard. Endorse the crayfish lady. She's a small girl in Yabatek and she's using crayfish to feed herself while going through school. Give her endorsement.
No, you know why?
Bring her out there.
They endorse people who have a large followership. We're the ones who dictates. So if we're following this particular person, that's the person they're going to endorse. But look at us on this table. We could choose to be living fake lives. I want a Ghana. and be buying Brazilian hair and be speaking. Do you get? And the pressure is real. Yes. But when you choose to be grounded, it may be slow. We're 4 years old. We're not driving the best cars in the world, but we know where we're coming from. I know where I'm going to. I'm not going to allow one woman who I don't know her source of wealth to become my role model to the extent I start to sleep around. I must know where I'm headed. And I have a few tweets.
Yes, please. Peter Chigozie says, our Nigerian celebrities are used to living above their means. Godwin Ugoche says, it's actually poverty mentality for our celebrity musicians to always talk about money and acting like big shots in their music videos. Citizen Ayinde says, greetings, Jumoke.
Adebayo says, Dammy Krane had a failed career but still wants to compete with others by living large. Iyoun says, false and fake life is not success. It's part of corruption syndrome killing Nigerian youth. Ojukokoro is a disease.
Yes, so.
Mutaza says, my new model is seeking to tackle harassment and domestic violence before from the source. Omodafe says, entertainment industry in Nigeria is mentored by weed and dangerous drugs.
Okay, MKC Online says, role model of today has turned to prison model. Poverty mentality and corruption are synonyms. False lifestyle is rising.
Omoluabi says that many artists are obsessed with ostentatious lifestyle at the expense of morality.
All right, we have to round up there. Thank you very much, ladies.
Please realize that your choice make or destroy you, says Prince Charles.
All right, let's that's a wrap on that segment. When we come back, Kogi State constituency to recall Senator Dino Melaye. Our guest, Libros, will take the couch. Stay with us. We'll be right back. History.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, asking for Senator Melaye's recall following the release of the purported audio tape where Dino was discussing bribe with a female voice alleged to be that of Justice Akon Ikpeme, a tribunal judge who handled his election case back in 2015. According to reports, the Kogi West Senatorial District has also listed 18 allegations against Dino Melaye. In a letter to INEC, in application for a recall form, the constituents said their resolve to recall Senator Melaye was to remove the disgrace he has become to us all. That's their quote. Joining us is a social commentator, lawyer Libros Oshoma. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, sir.
My pleasure.
You can call us on 07080668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Now, the reason why we're somewhat interested in this situation is because there are a lot of senators we want to recall. And we will be really, really proud of the Kogi constituents if they are able to successfully pioneer this process, because so many people are complaining about their senators that they are not doing anything over there. So in this case, do they have a chance?
I wanted to hear his opinion on Dammy Krane
first.
Because you said that the media created that.
Yes. You see, these people are media creations. We're following the American standard. Once you get to that level, you're tagged a celebrity. Anywhere you go, there are cameras and you show off. you begin to live a superficial life. And so even when you want to live your real life, the next thing, you see Dammy Krane eat bole by the roadside. Dammy Krane is broke. He was caught eating bole by the roadside. And that's his real life. You find a lot of them, you know, unable to live that life, and it now becomes a make-believe. And so those of them that are not able to, you know, live that make-up life would want to do everything possible, because that's the only way media recognizes you. And so that's why, yes, to remain relevant. That's why you see there's so much pressure on some of these people. Even some of us that do TV programs like this. I took a bus once to Oshodi. There were two guys arguing behind me. One said, no, be him. The other one said, he can't enter box. And I said, na me. Na me, because this is the only way I can get information on what is happening.
Okay, Libera, so the Kogi constituents, do they have a case? And I wanted to read their 18 issues.
You can't resolve them. Let's all go there.
If you look at, let's all go. Look at, do you know,
some of them were
we'll pick about 2 or 3 or 4.
Senator Dino Melaye said they are jokers. And do you know why he could say that? If you look at section 69 and section 110, I quickly permit me to read. It says, a member of the Senate or of the House of Representatives may be recalled as such a member if there's presented to the chairman of INEC a petition in that behalf, signed by more than 1/2 of the persons registered to vote in that member's constituency.
No wonder.
Alleging their loss of confidence in that member, and which signatures are duly verified by INEC.
So how do you verify the signatures?
And wait, the petition is therefore in a referendum conducted by INEC within 90 days of date of receipt of the petition, approved by a simple majority of the voters of the persons registered to vote in that constituency. And so,
that's so stringent now.
Exactly. So these are the conditions.
Half would sign.
Yes, 1/3 of the members registered, verified by INEC.
How do they verify?
And for you to know have names of the people who registered in those, you must have that INEC register. INEC must first and foremost avail you of their register.
How do we?
And so you now begin to move from. I tried the process before, and it was an uphill task. And so you need to first and foremost approach INEC. INEC will just give you their register, you know, and then at the end of the day, even if you have 1/3 of the members, INEC can decide to say, look, the signatures we have do not match the ones that are in your petition.
What about the thumbprinting that we do? That can be verified.
It's still the same INEC that we do the verification. And then also you say 1/3, half of the members or 1/3 of the members register to vote in that constituency. And you find out that in every election, you have, let's say you have 100,000 registered members, but actual voters, you have about 10,000 actual voters.
Imagine.
In the real sense. And now they're asking you, for you to recall the member, you need
find 1/3
of the people registered.
More than those that voted.
And so, if those that actually voted, you know, could still vote in that referendum, you say, oh, they are not up to the numbers required by the Constitution.
Imagine.
So that's where the problem is. That's why.
How do we change that act?
It's the Senate. It's
not the same
that
Senate.
the man is a member of. And he's a strong representative of. To the extent that he can say to us that Ajeku Yalamaje.
If you dare me.
So we're actually jokers.
How relevant is this democracy that we run, considering that we have a representative house? People that are supposed to be representing a constituency and they are untouchable.
You see, we also need to be part of this democracy. The only way we can be part of democracy is to consistently put elected officials on check. It's like you employ somebody and then you allow the person run riots. But we forget that consistent vigilance is the price we have to pay for democracy. And also, we also forget that immediately after election, we go to sleep with INEC. There are no demands. We forget INEC completely. But that is the only institution that enables us participate in government.
Okay, let me pause you for a second, because I want Jumoke to read the first 1, 2, 3 of those that list, because in a case where the people are complaining of these first 3 things, how how do they find respite? How? I need you to hear what those first three are concerning his constituency projects.
Please permit me to join number 4 to 8. Number 1, he has not deemed it fit to have a constituency office in Kogi West Senatorial Zone, even after 2 years in the Senate. Meaning he has no presence in the zone and we have no way of reaching our senator. 2, he has no projects initiated in the constituency after 2 years in the Senate. 3, he is known for a continuous flow of irresponsible utterances which embarrass the constituency. For example, I will beat, impregnate you, referring to a fellow senator and the wife of the national leader of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. 4, violence, thuggery, and other electoral offenses against our people during elections.
So when you have a senator doing all these things, how do you put him in check? Going by what you said.
All of these for me are superfluous. All you need is to say, we've lost confidence in this man. So once you lost confidence in him, you should be able to recall, such.
We've already agreed here that we cannot recall.
It is now, we have so many senators who do not even have any bill to their credit. We have so many senators who, even though they have constituency office, the constituency office is either inhabited by cockroaches and lizards. There is nobody there. You can't access them. And so, if you ask Nigerians, there are a lot of people that would want to recall their senators.
True.
But the process of recalling is an uphill task. And so what we should be doing now is consistently pressure the National Assembly that we need to have a transparent process. And then also ask INEC. Now you have electronic voting. Electronic voting has just been included to the process of voting.
Electoral Act.
Yes, the amended Electoral Act. We also need to let INEC be more transparent in its dealings with the people. INEC register ought to be a public document. It shouldn't be something, and then even continuous registration process. You know, you don't have to wait until 2 months to election, but this we must demand from the people.
Taufik, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Sorry for keeping you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. You guys got a very good, interesting topic this morning.
Thank you.
It's as a matter of fact, no matter how tedious they call it, if we really want to do, we can do it. Let's say, for example, we have voters card, our voters card is electronic. Even if INEC is telling us that they are not going to give us the part about it, we have the right to collect ourselves and get it right. But our problem is the judiciary. We can say to ourselves, the law the mayor in the house is quoting. Fine, very interesting. But the question now is, for God's sake, if we have 100 registered cards and only 50 came out to vote, and that person won by 30, why would that law say we must have 1/3 of 100? The judiciary should agree with it. They can have it in law.
Right.
When you go to a court, the lawyer himself can have a
Thank you very much.
about it.
Thank you very much, Taufik. Hang in there. Chokwe has been waiting.
So, we have a democracy that is obviously flawed from the Constitution, and we've been clamoring, and you would say that, you cannot deny that people have been clamoring for a change in our Constitution. We even had a confab with the agenda to readjust this Constitution. What else can Nigerians do to create the necessary change we need?
Yeah, you see, this the government in power came with that slogan, change. A lot of people embraced it to show that truly Nigerians wanted a change in processes. But, you know, they boggled it. You know, starting from the moment they won election, ministers, even the National Assembly, you know, leadership. And so, the caller talked about our voters card. Nigerians now should begin to ask questions of candidates, not just party. Oh, because you represent this party, you were of the same old stock, now you represent a new party. There's a belief, mistaken belief that you will definitely stand for the people.
The new party will change you.
People should begin to ask questions of candidates and demand, you know, transparency. And then also, the average Nigerian youth should know that the process of recall, once the man gets there, the process of recall is an uphill task. And so that's why they need to sit down from the word go to select, you know, credible people that would go there and even amend this process.
Have you seen the local government election? Did you see what happened just towards primary of local government election?
Because, you know, you know why? Because the people, the average Nigerian people do not participate in that process. True. And that's why the political party can do whatever they want to do. But if you insist that, look, we need to have a transparent process. And if the political party manipulates their primaries and feed unpopular candidates, And when you vote them out, they will learn a lesson next time not to, manipulate the
All
process.
right, bam. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take some calls and more tweets. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. Okay, let me let Nima come in.
Senator Smart Adeyemi had written to to INEC and the Nigerian police to investigate this audio implicating Senator Dino Melaye. What can be done to investigate? Who is supposed to investigate it? And what can INEC do based on the investigation that they find? Now, citing the example that since recall is impossible, can INEC do anything based on any findings on that?
It is not a matter that should be swept under the carpet. Just INEC. The NJC should investigate, that audio tape. Of course. And the judge should be on a watch list, like some judges are on watch list. I think also, at this point, the call to expand, the NJC, and then also create opportunity for the NJC to sit on regular basis to address issues like this, so that you address them timeously and put them behind us. Let us know what, the outcome of the investigation would be. Because if you allow the matter to linger on, it's going to end like Farouk Lawal's case of, oh, it wasn't my voice. This where,
and then Pastor Governor Fayoshi and Obani Kuru.
Right. Exactly. And so there's need for the NJC, and the NBA needs to pressurize the NJC, because this is one matter also, that will try the independent truly and the transparency of the NJC.
Let me take this call
corrupt
from Yakub. Are you there?
Yeah, well, good morning.
Morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. Good morning, Lebron.
Good morning, Alhaji Yakub.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
I think before now, we all thought that the processing of recalling is so easy, even including me sitting down here, and then Moriah sitting down there, and everybody. But now that Lebron let us know that it's a very difficult task for us to do. But Lebron, I think the solution to this is independent candidacy. But I think these people will not allow that. Do you know they allow such law in this country? I can tell you, Lebron, 85% of this nation will never come back. Yes, if your party will not allow the people that we Nigeria need, if the person is an independent candidate for us to vote for, we can only vote for him and then vote you out. But they will never allow that.
That's a good point.
This is what we're supposed to push, so that they will allow us to vote for who we like.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Independent.
No, quickly. Nigerians forget easily that we are the ones that empower these people.
Yes, so
we employ them through our term.
Yes.
But you forget that in the last election, we had what we call pseudo-independent candidates. We had people that represented fringe parties.
Yes.
To a large extent, these people were independent.
Right. Yes.
But did we vote for them? Did we even question their credibility? No. All we did was, oh, you have two alternatives. And so you have somebody who, because he does not have the kind of muscle or the money to, get the ticket of the two major contending parties, he went to a party believing that his people would vote for him. It's the same people that would tell him, no, brother, you're not going to win.
No.
So
and
even if you have independent candidates...
And even tell those of us that are voting such a person, you are wasting your vote.
So even if you have independent candidates, without us questioning INEC on the transparency, but we forget also the power of the media. Okay,
let me take this call from Charles. Charles, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Let me greet my friend Liberos.
Good morning, Chalo.
Yeah, okay. Now, the thing is that, you may say that the process of the recall is very tedious, but I'll tell you that it was deliberately put there by the famous prosecution.
Yes, I agree.
No, it's not.
I want to ask you a question, please, quickly. When you say hold INEC accountable, when you say put pressure on them, what can a regular Nigerian do without having lawyers? You guys are lawyers, you know the laws, you know what to do. Without you, we can't do anything.
Fantastic. IBB, Nigerians and the media pressurized him out of office.
And he stepped
even
aside.
Though he wanted to stay. Obasanjo also wanted to extend his tenure.
Third party.
Nigerians and the media pressurized him.
Yes.
And the Senate knew that, okay, look, with this one, we need to. In the last election also, Nigerians and the media said, no, enough of this government. We need something different.
An alternative.
And at the end of the day, they had their way. In the same vein, that's the power the people have.
True.
But because we don't know, after the election, all the flaws recorded with the card readers and the rest, did we bother to question INEC on the steps taken to rectify those flaws so that in the next election, there'll be more confidence. We had confidence in that election because of what Jega did.
Yes.
And the questions that we asked.
Yes.
But are we asking the same questions so that we'll be sure that come 2019, we would have taken 5 steps, forward from where we were in 2015?
Yes,
recently, Dino Melaye called for the resignation of the governor of Kogi State.
Yes.
Hence, people are suspecting that this is a reprisal attack by the governor on this recall is a reprisal attack by the governor on Senator Dino Melaye. How true? What's your take on that? And how true?
The question you would ask, the allegations raised by these people, are they true?
Of course.
The allegations are true. That's why I said there are so many people, including governors, that ordinary Nigerians would want to recall. This morning, if you pick your papers, during your newspaper review, Bello's name
has disappeared from INEC.
That's where, you are no explanation for all of this.
Yes.
And gradually, from tomorrow, you won't see it in the media. Nobody will ask questions, except maybe Dino will now use that one also. The same Dino that is asking the governor to resign, these people are also saying he should step aside.
Imagine.
So that's why the appropriate agencies need to investigate both issues.
In this instance, INEC now is my question, because they are now setting up a committee to probe whether he actually did the second registration in Kogi.
They were the ones that first came out to say they are investigating him for double registration. And all of a sudden, the man blamed, what do you call it, blamed ghosts.
Ghost. He said this is ghost.
Blamed ghosts for, here Nigerians, we accept any excuse from our leaders, and then we allow it go.
Right.
And until we begin to take these issues, question them, and ensure that the right things are done, so that when elections, during elections like this, we will be able to at least have a say in government.
We also need our agencies to
All right, let's take some tweets.
Abata Joe says, Dino or Daniel is almost becoming a disgrace to the Senate. He should be recalled fast. Babatunde says, Jumoke, Nigeria Electoral Act and 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended is a product of decree. Yusuf says, the process of recalling a senator is hard. Kogi will not be able to recall Senator Melaye until National Assembly remove the obstacles. Olukotun says, it's a big leap in political participation. I hope they follow through. A victory gained can cause a positive ripple effect.
I think one thing we've gotten from Libra so far is the fact that before they even get there, stop voting for party. Vote for individuals. Let's know who these people are. Yes. So 2019 is coming around. Let us don't just automatically vote them. Same thing goes for...
A man says, I will build roads. I would give you pipe-borne water.
You don't ask him.
You don't ask him
how.
If you remember, in 1999, Obasanjo said 200 days in office, power failure will be a thing of the past. People asked how. He was silent on the how. And then he got to office, he said that he didn't know the problem were this enormous.
The same thing
in 2015, we heard all sorts. And commentators kept asking the hows. And nobody, the average man didn't ask. And they got to office and they said we didn't know the problems were this enormous. Now we have that opportunity to begin to isolate these issues and ask the questions. How are you going to do this differently? How are you going to do this differently?
Right.
And then also, conclusively, when you appoint somebody, when you appoint somebody into an office, there are what you call targets.
Right.
You set targets for your for that person, and then your KPIs at intervals, you begin to assess them. Idealistically. But what we do, we just vote them, and there are no targets, including the ones they set for themselves.
Right.
When they set target, let's say you set a target of 10 points, and you are able to meet one, at the end of the day, you score yourself so high, and Nigerians will be clapping.
All right.
That's where the problem is.
Unfortunately, we have to end up here.
We must participate.
I think even in the local government elections, we need to take that as a first test, where we go and analyze each of the candidates. I hear that the list is out already. Let's pick each of the candidates and then try to see if we can break it down for our viewers.
And if
so you
anybody
understand.
is in
How
post
can a
in a
list
political
be out
party,
in a primaries that was inconclusive?
Without
That's a different topic. for a
if
different
anybody was
That's
in
all we
post,
can take on this
we'll
on this
vote the
show.
alternative.
Have a lovely day. See you again tomorrow. That's a new kind of worms. Bye bye.
vote the alternative party.